So yeah, so this fan, Bree Sharp, sent in this song, and Chuck, he got all this sorts of fan mail and stuff, but he played it and he's like, "This is actually a good song," and he said, "What should we do with this?" And I said, "Well, let's make a music video." So Chuck produced it and I directed it, and it was an ambitious thing, but we wanted to get it done for the Christmas party, and like a surprise kind of thing at the Christmas party. And we put the whole crew in it. And then we were like, what if we put celebrities in it? And so there were people on the lot. I mean, Brad Pitt was shooting Fight Club at the time, and amazing that Chuck pulled it off. But Charles, he managed to get all these people involved, because he's assistant to Chris Carter, so he would call up other assistants and finagle his way in. And I mean, we shot a lot of it on the lot, but a lot of it was all over the town. And sometimes I'd get a page back when it was just pagers, because I was a writer's assistant, but I didn't have a lot to do. I had some gaps, so we would go around throughout LA, and then I get a page. I'm like, oh crap, we better get back. So I'd be shooting Pamela Anderson in her trailer, and then we'd have to rush back. And it was quite an undertaking, but we managed to fill, because there's all these gaps and all these lines. We're like, who should sing this line and who should do this? So we'd have to fill in all that, and I'd go to the editing bay and put in the new footage, and it was a 3 or 4 month process.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment to get that many celebrities in one music video. It must be the music video with most celebrity cameos ever, I think.
Well, that's kind of what I would say I'm most proud about, is the fact that we pulled that off, especially since most of them still stand up today. Like a lot of them, Clooney, you can't recognize. And that was frustrating, because I wanted him to, he has a wig on, George Clooney, and you can't really recognize him. Like, you got to remove the wig, like reveal yourself. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I'm not going to argue with George Clooney, at his peak stardom on ER, but he's still huge, and Brad Pitt and Alex Trebek, rest in peace. And, we have Whoopi and Rosie and Eric Estrada from Chips. I mean, some classics in there. So it's kind of cool.
There is some stories that David Duchovny listened to this song in his trailer and stuff like that. Are they true? Were he a fan of the song, David Duchovny? Can you remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember when he heard the song. He's in the video, so he kind of knew what we were up to. Like I said, he was always very supportive and cool, but I don't remember if Chuck played it for him beforehand, or I'm sure he found out about it through somebody, because it was such a long 3 or 4 months, and I think the song kind of became known on its own. But I don't remember the timeline specifically, but he was very impressed and happy with the video. And I remember he sent us on a paid weekend to Vegas as a gift in response to all the work we put through, especially since there was no actual Christmas party. So we couldn't show the video. I don't know what happened that year, and there was no Christmas party. So we'd done all this, and then there was no venue really to show it in. So I just remember we made tons of copies, and back in the day, it was before YouTube. So, a viral video, like the original South Park video, would just have to go around as like a dubbed VHS tape. I don't know who put it up, but there's one on YouTube now that's a much higher quality. Like someone had like a mini DV or something, or a digital copy of it. So I never did, because I always felt weird about it, because everybody that we talked to about it, we said it's just for the Christmas party, yada yada. So we never wanted to upload it.
Yeah, because
because we didn't want to violate any, agreements we had with celebrities.
you have talked a little bit about David Duchovny. Of course, Gillian Anderson is also in the music video. How was it working with her?
I didn't know her at all. Like, you know, she was cool enough to do the video, and she was really sweet, and had that funny moment. And there's an outtake at the end of the video where she hits the camera and she laughs. And I was, I'd like to have gotten to know her better, but I think she was also kind of, I don't know, protected by her assistant or whatever. There's just that she was a named celebrity at that point, and. But Duchovny always just was so much more laid back and approachable, and just has that energy. And we had the sense of humor in common. He appreciated my sense of humor, and I appreciated his. But like not like we hung out, but he was very supportive. And at that point, I was like, "Ooh, these are big names." So I wasn't really a fan of the show. I mean, I didn't watch the show, so I didn't like hold him on a pedestal or anything. But like, I knew he was the star of the show, so there was a sense of intimidation. But he always made that really comfortable. But yeah, I didn't see her much, so I saw him a lot more. And I think because of the video, that's what really changed everything, because he enjoyed it and was supportive of it and appreciated it. So,
and talking about the expectations and the status of the X-Files, I think also this music video talks into that, because all the celebrities who said yes to be on it, I assume they all were fans to some extent of the X-Files.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming so. And they also, Gary Shandling. I mean, what an honor to be able to do that. I went up to his house, and we shot in his hot tub, and he was, Gary. He was just very, very sweet, but a little bit, erotic, and it was I got to direct Gary Shandling. I mean, how fun is that? But he was friends with Duchovny. And so there was a handful of those that were friends with him, and then it was just about Chuck's amazing ability to talk to assistants over at NYPD Blue and get God, I forgot his name all of a sudden. Sipowicz, I think is his character's name, and he was very cool. We got to shoot on the set there, or what? Yeah, I think it was on the set of NYPD Blue. And so I just think there was a combination of like, hey, everyone's doing this. We got this guy. We got Brad Pitt. Come on, be part of the team. And then I'm sure there was a handful of, oh my God, yeah. I think Pamela Anderson was a fan, Yeah, and the porn stars at the end were fans.
Yeah, and of course you mentioned the Brad Pitt on the Fight Club set. So you were actually on the set of Fight Club at that point.
Oh my God, yeah. So they built 2-story, it's David Fincher, so they built a 2-story house, because that was where most of the movie was, that was the home base of the characters. And you walk around and every detail is just immaculate. Like the paint is peeling just perfectly. And so, yeah, that was amazing. That was one of those things too, where it's really interesting, because you realize all the handlers and everybody has to be difficult, because there's a lot of people out there that take advantage of celebrities, and, they're shooting a movie. So they have to, like, when can you squeeze in there? ADs are notoriously hard nosed, so that, movies actually get shot. But then when I was actually working with Brad Pitt on the second, I think we were in the second floor in the hallway, and, there's no one around. I think it was just me, because, Chuck had to work. So I just ran down there, and we just did a few takes, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And he's like, let's do another. So like, Brad Pitt wants to do more takes, I'm not going to argue with him. And so those are the moments where you're like, once you get past the red tape, you're working with Brad Pitt, and he was so nice, and, wanted to make it great. So, and we had a real set to shoot on, and there was some decent lighting, so it worked out. And yeah, he's wearing the leather jacket, and he does that little, like, Mick Jagger tongue thing and rock star moment. And I think it's the best part of the whole video. I think it's amazing. And like, I think that was the final, that was a take he wanted to do one more of. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah. And talking about rock stars, Kiss is also in the video.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. So that's one of those moments. I think, I forgot what they were doing. They were doing an appearance somewhere. So we caught, it was literally like, I'm sure their publicist or agent or something's like, okay, we have to shoot this little cameo for this video. And they're like, what? And they're like walking between their dressing room and the stage or something. And so that was one of those, we have 15 seconds to do this. And God, what's the lead singer's name? My brain's fog. He totally gave us crap. And he also, at the end, he I don't know if you can hear what he says. Can you understand what he's saying at the end, like the outtake?
Tell him! Tell him, move his fucking face into the Feel it!
He's like, tell Duchovny to move his effing face as an actor. Feel it. So he's saying that basically Duchovny's too flat or something, But that's, that's Mulder, he's supposed to be. But it's just funny that he just really screams that at the end. But yeah, he's an intense guy. So it was one of those intense moments where, like, we couldn't do many takes, so they had to move on, and they were all in the makeup,
And one last thing we have to talk about regarding the music video is, of course, the outro with Jerry Springer.
From birth, all we ever truly want is for people to love us. Whether we're black or white, businessmen or crack whores, satanic lesbians or self-mutilating homophobes, Barbra Streisand or Gary Coleman. It's what makes the world go round. So if you're out there, David Duchovny, why won't you love me? Why?
Oh, yeah. That was also very satisfying because we just sent him I wrote that script and I just sent it to him and he read it. And it was just, having Jerry Springer read that very straight was probably one of the highlights. I mean, he probably did 2 or 3 takes. I'm sure they had it on teleprompter. But it's just saying self-mutilating homophobes. I mean, having him say that so straight is just, I'm sure writers, all appreciate that. I wrote it here and it appeared there. But you never know, you think, obviously Jerry Springer probably, I would hope didn't take himself too seriously, but you never know. He could have been like, I'm not going to say this, but he said it word for word. And I think he said Duchovny's name funny. It was like Duchovny or something. He said Duchovny or something. And I had to fix it in the edit. It's just like he added like a syllable or something. So I don't even know if it's just an audio thing where I don't know what I did. I just doubled something, but otherwise it was very satisfying, because it was like kind of like, okay, Springer, what should he sing or whatever? And I don't remember exactly what it went down, but I think he should be the final word or something. And then I wrote that in, like, I don't know how long. And next thing you know, they send back a tape and you're like, oh my God, so cool.
Here in the end, are there anything else you can remember from your time on the X-Files working or anything else shooting the music video? Of course, there is a lot of the cast and crew from the X-Files in the video as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it was interesting because you say all those characters. I didn't know any of, like I said, I didn't know Jillian. I didn't know Duchovny, and he was just like this weird. I remember, like, I would walk on the set, and he would kind of wink or give me a look, and he was, otherwise everyone else, was kind of in their own world. I didn't really, like I said, bond with anyone else. I think it was in its own. I think it's always kind of that way. Production is always its own little unit, next to post and writer, and the writers, they're kind of in their own, at least they were back then. but yeah, I don't remember. I'm sure I'll finish this and I'll be like, oh my God, yeah, I should have told him about that. But like I said, the making the video and meeting all those people, and most of them were nice and, you know, supportive. And Duchovny, he actually hooked me up with his manager at that time, and you know, we had did interviews with magazines, and we had pitch meetings with studios. I wrote a pilot and I pitched it. Like, all of this came from the video. So there was definitely a moment there of momentum from the video. And so I'm really appreciative of that. And it would be interesting to see what would have happened if it was in the YouTube era, you know, how much more momentum it would have had. But at the same time, like I said, we weren't allowed to post it anywhere. I'm sure it would have made it on there somehow back then. But no, it was a cool, interesting time. And you know, like, Chris Carter's assistant was not happy with me. I remember showing my first short, and she was just like, whatever. And we showed it to like a group of the writers and stuff. And then the video, she just, you know, I just think she was like, I think she was mad that we'd gotten away with it. You know, that was her job, to make sure people didn't get away with stuff. So I don't blame her. But most people really appreciated it. And like I said, the fact that Duchovny did was a huge part of the satisfaction, you know.
Nick Lee, who played Krychek, he is in the music video. Actually, I want to ask you about that, because he is in the music video and he sings or dances, something like that, and then somebody attacks him. Can you remember that? Somebody jumps him.
Oh yeah, someone tackles him. I think it was another actor. Gosh, it might have been Chris Owens. I don't remember. Yeah, is that what your question is? Who was the tackler? Yeah. I think it was another actor, because it feels like a camaraderie moment there. Like, yeah, I think it probably was, because I think we shot them in the same day. So that's my guess.